Lakshman, I given the recording option. Neha, I given the recording option. Radhika, Rajita, Ramakrishna, Trishul, Vaidehi. Any person left? Trishul, I given. Any person left?
I got it, Praveen.
Okay, right. Okay. Okay.
I'm not getting an option to record. I don't know, somehow I can't record, Praveen.
Really, I don't know. But like I'll send you. I'll send the recording. Okay, let me start. Right.
Yeah.
The first topic in this clinical, it's a completely different. Okay. Whenever you just go to the company, they will ask you to prepare the trial designs. So this is a separate topic. It's a trial design. Trial design. So they'll ask you to go with the trial design. They'll ask you. So trial designing. So first of all, what is a trial designing? So very simple. Trial designing is nothing but generally in the clinical, we are going to have a protocol document. So first of all, what is a protocol document? Protocol document means, let me show you. A protocol document means if I open this protocol document, okay. If I just go to the protocol document, so in this protocol document, so what type of information you are going to have it? These are the information you are going to have it. Okay. Okay, this is the information. So in the protocol, subject level information will not be there. Number one, that means there is no patient information. Only trial information will be there. So that means how many visits the patient has to come to the clinical trial. How many study drugs has to be given to the subject. Okay, and what is the main primary endpoints and what is the secondary endpoints. And apart from that, so when the screening has to be started, when the treatment has to be done, when the follow-up has to be done, and what type of study drugs has to be given to the subjects, and how to administrate. So this all the information regarding on the trials, which will be clearly explained in the protocol. It's like systematic study. By looking at the protocol only, they will do the clinical trials. So this is a scenario. So this is all the information you're going to have in the protocol document. Study design information you're going to have it. Patient selection information you're going to have it. Okay, and like the which subjects has to be included, which subjects has to be excluded from the study, and apart from that, some lifestyle guidelines, some study treatment information. Okay, and something on some visits information. So these all the information you're going to have it in a systematic way. So any investigator, that means a doctor who enter into the clinical trials, they need to have a complete idea, thorough idea on the protocol. So depending upon that, so they will take the drugs, they will do the treatment, then according to that, they will follow the steps as per the protocol. So they should not deviate the protocol. So they should always follow the protocol standards compulsory. So this is the protocol information you're going to have it. This is number one. This is about the protocol. But in this protocol, if I ask a simple questions, very simple questions, a genuine questions, if I ask to everybody, just tell me how many visits are there in the clinical trial? Can you tell me? Then at the time, what you need to do, you need to open the protocol. You need to check where the visits are there, where the visits are there. If the visits is there, you need to know how many visits are there in the study. So that means patient has to come for the visit. Now, if one X is the patient, patient will ask to the investigator, uh, doctor, how many visits I need to come? Then the investigator should have the complete idea, whether it is 6 visits or whether it is 8 visits or whether it is a 24 visits, whether it may be an 56 visits. That depends. If you go for the oncology, it may be 56, 58 visits also with there. If you go for a similar studies, small studies, at that time you may have some 4 to 6 visits also you're going to have. That depends. But you need to read all the protocol document, then account that you need to answer. But the FDA will not go through with each and every page to identify how many visits are. But you need to put them in front of the FDA. That okay, these are the visits are there. In each and every visit, we are performing this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. We need to show in a clear-cut, shortcut mode. So, like in this way, we need to prepare a trial design. For example, if I just come down over here, uh, so if I just come down over here, so if I just go to the trial visits, so clearly I will get an idea. Oh, that means patient has to visit for 8 visits. Okay. In the first visit, okay, they need to go for the informed consent. That means I am ready for the clinical trials. I will sign on the informed consent, right? So that means the patient has to sign on the informed consent. Next is some screening, some test they need to go, they need to participate in the test. Some screening procedures will be there, so that they need to go for it. In the week 3, they need to go for the treatment. In the weeks fourth visit, they need to go for the treatment. Fifth visit, you need to go for the treatment. Sixth visit, you need to go for the treatment. Seventh visit, you need to go for the extension. Suppose if this treatment is not completed, there is a chance where he can extend, and after that, you need to go for the follow-up clearly, which has been declared over here. That means for the FDA, it will be very easy. But this information, where did you capture the information which is captured from the protocol document? So we have went there, we have go through with each and every information, then we have captured the information, we stored into the Excel form. This is one a systematic way where we are going to design one trial visits oriented. Then now in the same way, then we have the trial inclusion exclusion. Previously, when you are just scrolling the protocol document, we have an inclusion criteria and exclusion criteria started. So which patients are included, which patients are excluded. In the same way, so in that inclusion, how many points are there? That points you need to write down over here in a perfect manner, in a beautiful manner. So every point, what does it says that you need to explain it over here. So that means you're making a shortcut. You're making a shortcut. That means from the entire protocol document, from the entire inclusion criteria, you're pulling out all the information and you're saying each and every point includes what. So this is another way of level of preparation, the trial design. Then coming to the arms. So here you can just see, oh, the patient has to take the placebo, the patient has to take the 10 mg, the patient has to take the 20 mg. Wow. Oh, that means one patient has to take 3 drugs. Yes. Placebo, 10 mg and 20 mg compulsory. So that means now this information, where did you capture? You have captured from the protocol only. But in the out of 110 or 104 pages, some pages you have the visits information, some pages you have the screening information, some pages you have the treatment information, some pages you have the follow-up information, some pages you have the summary information, some pages you have the arms information. So schedule wise, you need to go to the protocol, you need to pull the information, you need to create the trial design dataset in this way. So how to prepare this? Really, if you enter into the company, nothing else is there in your hand. You have only the protocol document. You have that section. Company people has given only the protocol document and they're asking to do the project. Now create the project for me. You create all the trial designs to me. So for that, you should have the basic and similar knowledge. First of all, how many domains are there? How many domains I need to prepare? So that I'm going to explain from the point to point. This trial design will take 4 to 5 days classes. But if you handle this oncology project, I will give you another project to you. You need to sit in your home, you need to complete it. At least if you do 2 protocols, you will be an experience of minimum 2 to 3 years of experience. If you have another protocol with you, you work with that protocol. Now at that mode, you will be an experience of 4 years. That means how many protocols you deal, that much of experience you are going to get. So let's start over here. So now, so in the trial designs, so basically there are 6 level categories are there. Total 6 levels are there. So what are those 6 levels? So what are those 6 level domains are there? Alright, 6 level domains are there. So domain now number 1, first one, trial design. So beautifully you'll get an idea. If you have any doubt, just ask. Number 1, trial arm. Number 2, trial element. Number 3, trial visits. Number 4, trial inclusion or exclusion. Number 5, trial summary. Number 6, trial disease assessment. So these are the 6 domains are there. So it's like a puzzle. It's like a game. Go to the protocol, check the arms, capture the arms, create one data set. One data you need to create. Looking at the table, we should understand that, okay, these are the arms are there. Finally, you need to get a complete idea. So what is trial arm? So first of all, in the trial design, most important, no patient level information. No patient level information. First of all, only trial related information you're going to have it. This is number 1. Next one, trial arm. Trial arm means only the arm related information you're going to have. Arm related information you're going to have it. Whether it may be an active, whether it may be a placebo, or whether it may be some crositab, or whether it may be some other drug, X, Y, Z, etc. Blah blah blah. So and so. So all the arms related information, it has to be there in this domain. Next one, trial element. Element means which includes 3 types. Screening. Sometimes it may be running period. I'll just write the order. Different studies will have a different elements. Suppose X study is there. You'll have the screening, you'll have the treatment, then you will have the follow-up. In another study, you're going to have the screening, then you're going to have the running period. Okay, running period. Running period is nothing but before the treatment. Again, they do some what do you say that some kind of a test they're going to conduct before the treatment. Okay, now this is a running period. Then after that, treatment. The next one we call as a follow. This is another case. Follow up. In another study, screening, running, treatment, and post-treatment. So different studies will have the different levels. Every single level will consider as an element, and all the elements will be considered as an epoch. EPOCH. We call it an epoch. You are going to call. So all the elements we will call as an epoch. You are going to call. But anyway, we are discussing about the trial element, right? Now make sure that really, if you are using your techniques if you are using your skills through your brain, imagine by yourself. In the trial element, only this information only should be there. Nothing. In this, at any cost, arm information should not come. Or in this, visits information should not come. In this, summary information should not come. Inclusion exclusion criteria information should not come. Disease assessments information should not come. only in the trial element you need to have the information of screening, treatment, and the follow. That's it. Not more than that. Now coming to the visits, in the visits you need to have only the visits related information. You need to have it. Then coming to the inclusion exclusion. Okay, which patients has to be included and which patients has to be excluded. So only this information has to be recorded in the inclusion exclusion criteria. So that means all the inclusion exclusion points has to be loaded into the inclusion exclusion. Summary. Summary means it's a brief summary. Summary means how to say the summary? Very simple. Okay, you're having a family. Your brother, your father, your sister, mother, everybody is supposed to spend in the family. One unknown person has came and is asking uh, the family members, like, what is your designation? He's asking his father. What is your designation? Actually, where do you come from? What is your salary status? So that means from his entire work, he's asking some questions. So he's having an idea from this entire experience. He's collecting some information. He's giving the information to him. He was not asking like a paragraph. He's asking some bit questions. And at that moment, he is just giving the answers. In the same way, the trial summary also. What study it is? Study title. Study. Minimum patients, maximum patients. Age span. Single trial name. So that means in that mode, there is some kind of questions you're going to have. So this kind of questions where you're going to have. Okay. So like you're going to have such kind of questions. So what you need to get it from the protocol. So at this time, the point is that visits wise, you can go to the visits and you can get the information. And if you want the elements also you will have in 3 to 4 pages. You can capture and you can load it. And if you want to see the arm wise, you can go to the in the protocol somewhere else. You go to the arms. You can capture the arms information. You can load it. So that means every domain in the protocol somewhere else 2 to 3 pages you will have it. You can capture it. But in the trial summary, no. No means no. You need to have a complete and thorough idea on the 104 pages, and you should get an idea of where this information will be recorded over there in the protocol. So immediately you need to go there, you need to capture, and you need to specify it over here. So that is a trial summary will take a long time. We need to have a lot of patience, and according to that, we need to get the information we need to specify. So this is the overall scenario. So in this way, so finally in a single line to say that if the protocol which has been given to you, then get ready, capture the information, load the information. Here no SAS programming, no techniques, nothing other than that. Just simply you need to capture the information in a perfect manner so that the FDA can understand very easily, effectively, and flexibly. So how to do that? That I am going to show you right away. Okay, now look at here. So first, this is my protocol document. Observe carefully. This is my protocol document. So in the protocol document, first of all, I would like to prepare the trial arms. First of all, I would like to prepare the trial arms. Okay. So first we'll make it as an easy portion. Then after that, we'll come back to the main scenario. Okay, arms. Okay, fine. Let's prepare this harder one. Okay, very tough one. Okay. Okay, right. So I'm going to prepare TD. One Excel sheet I will take. TD. Double click on it. Okay. Now, say lively I'm doing in front of you. Look at this. So expand it. Expand it. So what are the trial is in? First one, trial arm. Just write down trial arm. Trial arm. Okay. Next one. What is the second one? Trial
visit.
Yes. So trial visits. Chalo. Underscore visits. Next one. So in the same way, you can still go on. One more will write. Then after that we can extend it. Trial element. Okay, chalo done. So first we'll go through with one by one. So in the trial. So if you wanted to first we'll go with the trial visits. Very easy. First we'll go through trial arm or trial visits. First we'll take the easy process. Okay, element will take. We'll come from right to left. Okay, element. How to prepare the trial element first. So now, so trial element. So just can anybody give me an idea? Only one person. Let me explain the Kala. Kala, just give me in the element. How many elements are there in the trial element? Can you tell me some of the elements?
Screening you'll have,
Very
follow,
good.
running,
Okay. Running. Very good.
treatment,
Very good.
follow up.
Very good. Okay. Right? This is a general term. You and me had the conversion. I explained you. These are the elements are there. But it's not sure, right? It's not sure. We need to check the protocol. So just block this. It doesn't require all the things. So just go to the protocol document, open the protocol first. Okay, watch carefully. Scroll it. Scroll the page. Here you will have the schedule activities. Watch carefully. What is that? Schedule activities you are going to have. Now you just tell me, in this how many elements are there? Target, check it out. How many elements are there?
It's 4.
Screening and
Lead in.
running period can also be known as a leading period. Leading period also. Okay. So here there is a specified as a lead-in period. Next.
Treatment and post-treatment.
So that means, so previously what we defined? Previously we defined the follow, right? So what the call has said that screening she told, then after that immediately she told running period she told, then after she told the treatment she told. But as per our protocol document, what is there exactly? We have the protocol in our protocol. We have the screening is there. That's right. But
lead in.
yeah. So you can just write on the lead in period. Okay.
Treatment and post-treatment.
The next one is the treatment only I'm going to write down, but not the follow-up, right? There should be other names.
Post follow up, post treatment.
Post treatment. So this is our study. In the same way, you open your protocol. From your side, you open your protocol and you check your schedule activities and check that what type of elements are there and just try to mention all the elements in your Excel first. Okay, now you got an idea of this one. Now the preparation is very, very important. How to prepare this. So I'm just blocking this one again. Remove this. Totally, I'm going to remove this. But we need to write on a systematic way because everybody has to know this. For them, you need to write on a systematic way for this. You cannot write as your own. Okay. So for that, in the real time, you're going to have the specifications for you. I'll tell you. I'll show you how the specifications will be there. First, minimize this. Go to the PC and okay. So let me open the spec. Oncology spec. Okay. So this is my specifications. In these specifications, in this individual domain, DM is there, ESC is there, forget about blah, blah, blah. Remove all the things. The main important thing is that our main domain is important. Which is the domain? TE, right? So just click on the TE. Is there or not? TE is there, right? So in the TE, so they said that you need to target these variables. You need to design with these variables only. That means your trial element should be designed with these variables only, not any other extra variable should be included. Only these variables only you should take. So that is the reason when I just go to the TE, if I go to my spec, I identified only this variable, just copy it completely. Control C. Then after that, open the Excel and okay. Now open the Excel. Okay. Oh God. Okay. Trial element, right? Trial element. Now what I need to do, just paste it. Copy this. Then again get back to your Excel and paste it over here. But the order should be not in this way. Study ID after domain, you should copy it over here. Then element code should be copied over here. Copy, paste it. Copy, paste it. Copy, paste it. Copy, paste. Then copy, paste. That's it. So these are not required for us. So just what you need to do, just select these variables completely and right click on it and delete it. Now our variables, only these variables only we need to supposed to delete. So in this trial element, they are asking to define the study ID. So where the study ID will be, go to the protocol document. So check your study ID. This is my study ID. Copy it and just get back to the Excel and specify the study ID. That's it. That's it. Study ID. Then coming to the domain. Which domain we are speaking about? Trial element. But what is the domain? Domain should be have only the 2 characters only. Shortcut name. It's like T. Then write on the T. Very good. Super. So now what I need to do now? So there are element code and element. These all the names are there, right? So element code is there, and element is now this variables. ET element CD code. Element only. TE is nothing but trial element. Start rule. ST means start. RL means rule. Trial element end rule. Trial element duration. TUR means duration. I repeat one more time. TE trial element. ST start. RL rule. TE trial element. EN end. RL rule. TE trial element duration. So these are the variables are there. Now here there is a little bit confusion starts. Okay, first 2 is okay. I understand. Study ID we are taken from the protocol. Any trial element, any study you take, the same process will do. But what about this? What is element? What is trial element start rule? Trial element end rule? What do you mean by this exactly? What is the main scenario of this one? What do you mean by this one? Okay. So first of all, forget about all the things. Okay. We know the element, right? Remove these variables. Okay. Just later on we'll see. First we'll go in order wise. Now just tell me what are the variables are there? What are the elements are there? Just tell me. The same thing, right? Right.
Yeah.
We'll go according to the pattern wise.
Screening.
Next one.
Lead-in.
Okay. Leading period.
Treat.
Next one.
Treatment. Treatment.
Treatment.
Right? So
Post-treatment.
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 supposed to. So according to that, we are just defining as usual, right? So we are just writing treatment, and we are just writing the post treatment. Got it right? So we are just writing the post treatment. Now the point, I'll just come to the main point. So this is the trial elements are there. Basically, these are trial elements. Okay. Now I'll just scroll it. So screening is there, leading period is there, treatment is there, post treatment is there. And for this, what I need to do, select this, drag it. Done. So this should not be done in this way. Okay, done. Now coming to the TE. Now done. And what is the shortcut for the screening? SCRN.
RN.
And leading period we can write an LP, right? Any shortcut name.
Yeah.
Treatment means TRT. Post treatment means PTRT.
PTRT.
So we prepared up to here. That's fine. So as usually we have been captured from the protocol. We know exactly how many schedule activities are there. In the schedule activities, how many elements are there. Depending upon the elements wise, we prepare the elements completely. Perfect. Perfect. Now the point is that there the problem started. Now what to do this one, this variables? I don't know. Really, I don't know what to do. What does it comes over here? So that is the reason. You need to have the domain knowledge first before going to apply the real-time trial element design. First of all, you should know what are the variables and what type of information can be reside into the variables that we need to know. For that reason, minimize it. Just go to the SDTM IG guide. Okay, SDTM IG guide separately. You're going to have it. Right click on it, open with, and just click on the Acrobat Reader. Done. So in this section, so we have a trial element. We are going to have it. Look at this. TD, TD, TI, TES. T is there, like, look at this. T, trial element is there. So first scroll the bar, trial element. First scroll the bar. Okay. So don't get confused. Don't read all the pages. First of all, we are looking at the trial design, trial element. You concentrate only on the trial element. Okay. Now look at this. Very, very important. So whatever the variables which has been declared in our spec, the same variables are there in the SDTM IG. But remember, SDTM IG may have 20 variables, 10 variables. But in your spec may have only 5 variables, because your client is expecting only to define only on that variables only, not to define on all the variables of the SDTM IG. But as a programmer, we doesn't know exactly in which study we are going to work. But that is the reason in the SDTM IG, you need to have all the knowledge on all the variables. But when you just go to the real-time point of mode, so you need to understand the spec, you need to check how many variables are there. So depending upon the variable, if you have an idea, you can design the structure very easily. So in this scenario, in the trial element, you can just see the study ID, domain is there, element code, element T start rule, T end rule, T duration. Absolutely fine. What are the variables are defined in the IG? The same variables are there in the spec, and according to the same variables has been defined in the Excel also. Now this is clear. Now we need to know the pattern. What is this exactly? Just scroll up, scroll down. So now look at some examples are there. Watch carefully. Look at the examples now. Okay, then if you understand this concept, you know, trial element dataset, for example, trial one. If you understand this one, rest of the portions will be very easy to you. So what is the first one there exactly? Now, so in the study ID is name, some EX1, some name has been specified. So in like actually you need to capture from the protocol only, but roughly they are given EX1. And the domain which speaks about the T. This is one example. Some protocol document they have been captured. This is one example. This example 2 is from another protocol. Example 3 is another protocol. Now our protocol is different. So using our skills, we need to capture the information from the protocol. We need to design the same pattern. In this way, we need to prepare. In this way, we need to prepare. In this way, we need to prepare finally. So let's see what is the example. What does the example says? So in the screening, which is speaking about the informed consent, this is a start rule. That means when the patient has entered into the screening, compulsory you need to sign on the informed consent. That means in the screening only, you need to sign on the informed consent. How do you know? In the screening only, first you need to go for the informed consent form. How do you know? How can you say? Let me show. Go to the schedule activities first. In the protocol document, first go to the schedule activities. In the screening, what is the first one you tell me? Informed consent, right? In the schedule, I'm not saying schedule of activities are saying exactly. So in the screening phase, first the subject has to sign on the informed consent form. So now in the same the time, because not only here, any study it will be same only. Okay, now just come to the SDTM IG. So that is the reason the element is screen, shortcut is SCRN, and the TE start rule is informed consent. That's okay. Then what is this? TE end rule. TE end rule is nothing but 1 week after start of element. So that means actually for the informed consent form, the investigator will give 1 week time. Within the 1 week time, compulsory they need to complete the informed consent form sign compulsory. Then after that, they'll go for the next process. So this is the rules. This is the regulations has to be done. So that is the reason. So TE start rule, TE end rule. So this here there is a 1 week is there. Sometimes
Can
in
you
another
why?
study,
Hello.
huh? Yeah.
Sir, can you repeat it? TENRL?
TENRL is nothing but trial element end rule. That means they are clear in the you need to start the informed consent form, but the informed consent form has to be ended within 1 week only. That means the next after the next element. So after 1 week after the start of element. So that means when the screening is started. So that means the next element is started before only you need to complete this informed consent compulsory. So they are given some 1 week of time. In another study you take, it's a 2 weeks after start of element. In another study, maybe 3 weeks. In another study, there may be some other week. So that information will be read very carefully. Screening, scroll the bar and read this information. Read this information. You need to just scroll the bar. You need to scroll the bar. So you're going to have this screening at the bottom also. You're going to have it. So you need to just read this information totally. This you're going to have this.
28 days, I think they said.
So that you need to read it exactly. So totally, like there is some screening information also you're going to have it actually over here. You need to read it. Read it. Okay. Yes. And leading 7 days is there. Cycle 1 M15. Okay, this is okay. Fine. So there will be some screening information over there. If it doesn't work, use the control F.
Praveen, I have one question.
Tell me.
Yeah, can you go to the schedule of events?
Yes. What is it? Just hold a second.
Yeah.
Section 7. Okay, tell me. Schedule of activities, right?
Schedule of activities.
Okay, tell me.
Yeah. Here, if you see, there are 4 elements as you explained: screening and lead-in. Screening is one element, and there is only one column for it. Where in lead-in and study treatment, I can see there is day 1 and day 7. So when I specify this lead-in trial element data set, so what would be my TENRL? So TENRL, will it be one day after start of element, or since it is mentioned plus or minus 2, 3 days after start of element, or 7 days after start of element?
First of all, you tell me what is the say for this one. What you need to do, you need to say that end of treatment period.
Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
Now I'll tell you. First of all, this day 1, day 2, day 7 is not a days 1, days 2. This is a visits.
Yeah.
That means in the leading period you have only the 2. That means the patient has to come for the 2 visits only.
2 visits. Okay.
And in the study treatment, in the cycle 1, what do you mean by cycle 1? For the treatment, the patient has to spend 28 days.
28 days. Okay.
So in the cycle 1, day 1 he need to visit, day 3 he need to visit, day 15 he need to visit. That means overall 28 days he need to visit for only 3 times only.
Mhm.
Okay. In the cycle 2, only 1 day. That means only for 1 visit.
Okay.
You understood, right?
Yeah, I understood. But in this case, if I take the study treatment as an element, so what would be the TENRL? Is it 28 days after the start of element?
28 days after, we should not write in that mode. Actually, we should write like in the TENRL, we need to write on the first 2 dose of current one. Actually, we need to define leading period. So that means we need to define the first dose actually over here.
Okay.
Okay, I understood your point.
Yeah.
Let me prepare this.
Okay.
Then after that, if you have any doubt, it will be clear to you.
Sure. Thanks.
Okay, because a coherent one means again you will ask me what is coherent one, what is cohort 2. What is this exactly? So that is the reason. So first let me explain this procedure. Then after that you just ask me what I'm going to write in there, because definitely I need to specify some information in the TENRL and TESTRL, right?
Yeah.
So let's define this.
Thanks.
Okay, now. So now in the TE start rule, so what I'm going to do, so here I'm going to mention as, so first here I'm going to mention, so what I need to specify in the, go to the schedule of activities. What should I do? I need to
Inform.
capture this inform concern. Copy and just come down and just type the inform concern. Paste it. And what will become the TENR rule? End rule?
7 days after
7 days
7
after,
days.
correct only.
after informed consent date.
No,
My
1
understanding
week.
here is 28 days.
So here I am writing 1 week
1 week.
after the start of
Element.
element. So this is the way I'm just writing. So remove this totally and you can just make it as the small letters. Okay. So 1 week. What? Tell me.
1 week after
Week
start of,
after
Okay.
start of
Start of
start of
element.
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 Okay, done.
Praveen, here I think they mentioned 28 days prior to the registration, right? The informed consent signed on 28 days before, right?
But 28 days. Yeah, but the point is that actually in this scenario, 28 days prior to registration means not only this, because all the things are just coming over here. In this 28 days, they need to complete all the performance completely. Based on ECOG and blood pressure, home blood pressure, and follow-up dosing, hematology, all the things they need to complete in 28
Okay.
days.
Yeah.
Okay. So in that, they are given only the first 7 days time. They have been given for only the informed consent. So rest of the things they need to complete within the time period. Within 28 days, they need to complete on or before 28 days. Okay. Now, so now the main important point is that now coming to the leading period. So leading period, what you will write? That's the question. So how do you define in the leading period? So what you will write in the leading period? Anybody? Okay. Right. For that, what you need to do? Just come down over here. So there is a 29th page. You need to go to the study schema. Observe carefully. In the study schema, there is a dose escalation, dose expansion. So there are two different types of study schemas: dose escalation and dose expansion. Now, if you just observe carefully in this study schema, if you just go to the dose escalation and dose expansion, if you observe carefully, screening is there, right?
Yeah.
And leading period is there, right? And the treatment is there, right? And here this follow-up is not there. Post-treatment is not there. Look at this. In the cohort 1. Okay, first forget about that. Now just scroll the bar again one more time. Okay. Control F.
Hello.
Yeah.
Sorry to disturb you, sir. When the class started, actually, I don't know.
Just give me 15 minutes. Okay. 15 minutes. I will end the session.
Okay, then. Okay.
Sure. Right. So this is a study design. So in the study design, if you just observe carefully, so just tell me how many arms are there. You just tell me. Look at this. How many arms are there? Now look at this. So in this, there is a study design will be there. Not to get confused. Some people will be get confused. So this is a study design. Look at this. In the study design, how many arms are there? Look at this. So there is a cohort 1, and there is a cohort 2. How many are there? There are 2 arms are there. Cohort 1, cohort 2. There is a 2 arms are there. Okay. Now just scroll down. In the cohort 1, this is the. If you just come down over here, if you go to the 29th page, if you just come down in the cohort 1, again in the cohort 2, right? in the cohort 1, in this arm. So in the running period, this is the running period, right? So we are discussing about the oncology project, not any other study project. We are discussing about the oncology project. In this oncology project, this
Sir, I
actually,
have one question. Sir,
sure.
here arms means here actual arm or the planned arm?
So it's like actual arm only.
Okay, fine. Thank
Okay.
you, sir.
Now,
Yeah.
so now there are two different types of arms are there. Watch carefully. Okay, axe nip and another one is closed nip. So there are two types of arms are there. Now can tell me now. Now these are the arms, but which is the actual arm? In this, which one is the actual arm? Can you tell me?
Something.
I think the second one, crizotinib.
Right, crizotinib is the second. And what about this one then?
I think
It's a
both.
test compound, I think.
This is
So
what we say that is we say that it's a chemotherapy.
Yeah, placebo.
Okay,
Yeah,
it's
chemotherapy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a chemotherapy because I'll tell you. So don't get confused. Very simple. In the treatment, whatever the arm they are going to take, this is the original drug. And before the treatment, in the leading period, they wanted to conduct some chemotherapy also, so that they will come to know that whether these patients will be eligible for the treatment or not. They can come to know. So that is the reason in the cohort 1, they are conducting some chemotherapy in the leading period for first visit and second visit. Okay, in the day 1 and the day 7. Then after that, they will go for in the actual treatment, they will go for the closing time. So this is a scenario. Actually, they will go for it. So in this cohort 1, so they are giving the actual treatment is this one only. But the chemotherapy is this one actually. But whereas if you just go to the cohort 2, now if you just go to the cohort 2, there is no leading period for this particular arm. For this particular arm, for this one cohort 2, there is no leading period. So directly they are just taking as a chemotherapy and close them over here in the treatment only completely. So there is no leading period completely. Okay, so here you need to observe two things. One is cohort 1 and another is cohort 2 you need to take. So now how to define this? So in the cohort 1 you don't have the post treatment. In the cohort 2 also you don't have the treatment. So that means you don't have the post treatment. Post treatment is not there. Here also the post treatment is not there. So what is there exactly? Only the treatment is there. So that is the reason. So just come down over here. Very simple. Remove the post treatment. The treatments, how many treatments are there? 2 treatments are there, right? So just write down cohort 1. Look at this. Cohort 1 and write down the cohort 2. That's it. So you need to supposed to define in this way, cohort 1 and the cohort 2 you need to write down. So that means there is like in this scenario, like in this particular scenario, you doesn't have the post treatment over here as per this scenario. As per this scenario, you doesn't have the post treatment. So you have only up to here only, right? In the cohort 1, you have the screening, you have the leading period, and you have the treatment. In the cohort 2, you have the what? You have the screening, you have the treatment. That's it. No post treatment. Okay. Now, so this is informed consent form is completed. So in the leading period, so what you need to supposed to mention now. So that one I'm going to define. Now watch carefully. So this one, leading period of cohort 1. Why you are writing the leading period of cohort 1? Why? What is the reason behind it?
Are specifying the arms.
That means you are specifying. So that means compulsory, don't forget this. In the leading period, whatever the first term is that term only you are going to specify. So that means only in the leading period. That means the leading period is available only in the cohort 1 only. So you can just easily understand. You only said that, right? The elements are for screening, leading period, treatment, post treatment. But if you just come to the studies design, so there is no post treatment over there. We have only the screening, leading period, and the treatment. Treatment also, we have two different types of cohorts, cohort 1 and cohort 2. So that is the same thing I just written over here, cohort 1 and cohort 2. So this is also TRT. So we will write on the TRT only. We are going to write. Let's take an example now. Okay, we are just writing the TRT. Okay, now you just think about it now easily you can just think about it. So now in the leading period, if you just go to the protocol document, so in the leading period, so that means only this one is there, that's it, nothing other than, right? So that is the reason you are going to specify in the leading period will be available only in the cohort 1 only. So now this leading period, how you are just writing the information, you are defining the information, leading period of cohort 1, and what will be the T end rule? What will be the
1 week,
huh?
7 days.
No, you need to apply first dose of cohort 1. So you need to define the information in this way. That will be the end rule actually. Because in the leading period, after the leading period of cohort 1, then the dose has to be taken the cohort 1 again. This is the end rule again. Then coming to the cohort 1 over here. So what will the test start with? Now look at this hygiene, you'll understand. Now you tell me now, what did you understand? The same thing, right? Screening is there, running period is there. Treatment means placebo, drug A, drug B is there. So we have cohort 1, cohort 1, cohort 2 is there. That's the difference. Same thing only I just written it. Follow-up is not there because if you just go to the study design, we have not seen any kind of post-treatment. So that is the reason we did not specify over there. In the schedule activities is there, but it's not important for us. We need to go with only the schema, only this pattern only we need to go. We need to go according to the study scheme only we need to go. So now you can just observe carefully. Only in the cohort 1 only you have the leading period. In the cohort 2 there is no leading period exactly. So the same process what I done exactly. I just prepared this information.
So, but here, Praveen, the leading period in the protocol, the leading period window is 7 days, right?
Which one?
The leading period window.
In that study schema, whatever you showed, right, Praveen?
Day 1 to
It
day
says
7.
day 1, D1 and D7, right? Lead in D1, lead in D7.
Ayyo, D1, D7 are visits.
Okay.
Yes.
Don't target that. D1, D7 are visits. You don't target that. It's only leading period means only this leading period only. That's it. So this is a leading period. In the leading period, so now what you are identifying over here? Leading period of cohort 1 means in the cohort 1 there is a leading period is there. That's it. But in another particular cohort 2, is there any leading period is there? Is there? No, right?
No.
No, right?
No.
So
No.
that is the reason you mentioned the leading period of cohort 1 only. You just mentioned. That means that is a start rule. That means where the rule has been started, the leading rule has been started only in the cohort 1 only. So that is the reason you are just mentioning of leading period of cohort 1. And
Sir,
why you are just
if we consider that there is another leading period in cohort 2, what you will do, sir?
then you need to mention the leading period of cohort 1 and the next one again you write on the leading period of cohort 2. You need to declare. 2 times you need to declare compulsory. Separately you need to declare.
2 leading period column.
Separately means screening, LP, treatment. Then again LP, treatment.
Fine. Okay, sir. Yeah.
Got it, right? But here the concern is that only one is there. Only cohort 1, only one leading period is there. That is the reason you should go through with the IG guide. So this is one scenario. Now this is another scenario. Now this is another way of example 2.
So
This is
Praveen, how did you define that trial element end rule? So you said like first dose of is there anything in the SDTM implementation guide? It says that you need to define that first dose of cohort 1. How do you know that?
Because the thing is that next the end rule is that okay, I understood, like cleverly you asked the question. The point is that After the cohort 1, then compulsory they need to go for the dose only. Actually, there is no other leading period. So that is the reason the end role will become the start role again. So that is the reason we have been specified as this scenario. First dose of cohort 1.
Okay.
So now that the same thing, the end role has become the start role now. Now they need to follow the same cohort 1 and cohort 2. So here you need to declare the information. So now what type of information you are going to specify over here? Now here what information you are going to specify? Now you tell me. So cohort 1, whether the dose has to be taken or
First dose of cohort 1.
That's it. That's it. Correct only. First dose of cohort 1. Next one, cohort 2.
First dose of cohort 2.
First dose of cohort 2. That's it. That's it. That's it. Simple. In this way, you need to define the scenario. So this cohort 1, cohort 2, and leading period. So this information you need to process in a clever pattern. Now, what will be the T end rule? That's important.
First dose of cohort 2.
First dose of cohort 1. Then what do you mention? End rule.
Last dose of cohort 1.
First dose of cohort 2.
So you can just check the IG. You can check the sample. What are you going to mention?
It's after start of it.
Okay, fine. I'll tell you. This will become end of. Can you guess?
Cohort 1.
End of cohort 1.
Right? Cohort 1, right? Treatment.
End of treatment period. This one also end of treatment period. Because what will be the end rule for the cohort 1? After that, is there any other rule to be specified in the cohort 1? After taking the first dose of cohort 1, then definitely the treatment will be get ended. Then for the cohort 2 also the treatment will be get ended, and there is no follow-up again.
Praveen, what will happen if we write it as end of treatment of cohort 1?
Because if you just observe carefully over here, you just tell me looking at this. After taking this one, whether it's an end of treatment or not, you tell me.
Yeah, it is end of treatment.
And then in the cohort 2, what you're trying to do now? The same process you're doing, right? There is no leading again. So directly you're just taking the treatment and trying to end it. So that's the reason you're going to specify as a cohort 2 also there is an end of treatment period.
Okay.
Because you need to supposed to take in the treatment cohort 1 and cohort 2. Compulsory to take. So in the cohort 1, first dose of cohort 1 has to be taken. That will be the when the first dose has been taken, then that will be the end of treatment period. And when the first dose of cohort 2 are taken, that will be the end of treatment period. So this chaining action has to be done compulsory. This is the way you need to define it actually. But that will come from a little bit of experience. But this one, this kind of information you need to proceed actually. End of treatment period and end of treatment period you need to specify. Okay. And now what will be the duration for this?
Date diff of the two values.
4 to 6 weeks or so.
Look at the IG guide.
Yeah. 2 weeks.
I think this one you can say.
14 days.
First one is what?
7 P7 P17.
Next one, leading period. Check it.
Leading period also P7 only, right?
Quick.
It is
50.
also P7, right?
Here
Day 1 and
P7
day 7, is it visit 1 and visit 7, Praveen?
Day 1.
that like, day 1 and day 7, is it like visit 1 and visit 7?
No, just not to get confused. First, we'll come to this one. No? Day 1, day 7 is nothing but visit. Day 1 means it's a visit 1. Day
Okay.
7 is nothing but it's a visit 2.
Visit 2.
We'll
Okay.
not consider as a days exactly. Okay, remember. So one is P70. Next one is what?
2 then?
14D or 15D.
Arre Baba.
Is it
Yes.
2, Praveen, then? If it is only 2.
Okay.
The difference
My
between
question. My question I will ask you. Just think about it. Do you see any kind of P70 information in your protocol? Tell me. In the leading period, do you see any days over there?
No.
In
No.
the study treatment, do you see any kind of 28 days separately in the treatment, or it's a one cycle wise days are there?
One cycle.
So that means it one cycle wise days are there, second cycle wise, so other days are there, third cycle there are so many cycles are there. But here there is no actually, if they are not mentioned this one, only in the treatment if they specify 28, then you can add on P28D. But here in the cycle they mention the days, but not for the treatment. So this one will not come. In the leading period, do you see any days? No. This one also is not there. In the screening, do you see any days of 7 days? No. So that's the reason. This column
28 plus
will be
28.
deleted. So this is your actual study design. This is the actual trial element scenario. Okay.
I have
What
one
is the
question
meaning
here.
of P and D? P7D means,
7 days.
and P for? P stand for?
P stands for plan for 7 days.
Planned
Okay.
7 days.
Plan for 7 days. Okay. And I have one question that for first observation, for end rule, we have mentioned 1 week after start of element. Okay. In our protocol, they are not mentioned for informed consent, they took 1 week. Then how we'll take this? Means for every study, we need to take 1 week or 2 week like that?
No, compulsory they will mention actually that you need to read it actually. This one, if you read it, then you can come to know. So I'll show you tomorrow.
Okay.
Because I'll show you the point exactly where it is located. So then you'll understand.
Okay.
And one more question, Praveen, for me. T duration, is it possible to calculate with the help of SAS, like date difference of these TESTRL and TENRL? It is not possible to calculate the duration between those 2 dates?
No. Just don't do like that. It's not that type of calculation, okay, over here. So very simple. Let me finish off in 5 minutes, okay? Let me open another protocol now. Hold a second. Okay. Okay, just look at here. Observe carefully. What is this one? What is this one? Follow-up period, right? So just come down over here. This is another protocol. Just try to identify how many elements are there. So these are the study which consists of 4 periods. What are the periods? Pre-treatment period. Like it's like nothing but screening oriented. Next one. Again the next one, treatment period, right? Again the next one. What is the next one? Extension period. Right. Next one. Scroll the bar. Again there is the next one. Follow-up period, right? Now you just imagine by yourself. In this follow-up period, you just read it. Subject will return a follow-up assessment. Visit date scheduled 10 to 18 days after the completion of 2-week extension period. Now what you will write now? Now for this, how much of duration has been given for the follow-up period? You tell me.
14. 2 weeks. 14 days.
Right? Hold a second. Now just scroll the bar up. Now just go to the treatment period. Okay. Now go to the treatment period. Okay. First go to the extension period then. Okay. Right. We completed the follow period. We'll go to the extension period. Extension period, can you tell me how many days it will be?
2 weeks.
So how much it will be?
2 weeks later visits.
14, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
14.
Okay. Well, wait. Hold a second. Let me open. Just try this. Okay. So in the test rule, TE enroll they did not specify actually. In this one they did not specify actually, but they need to mention. But finally now you got an idea. How many days it is there? 14 to 17 days after completing the visit 6. Follow up 10 to 18 days after completing the extension period. So now if they're asking the duration, so what you will mention exactly? P14D. P14D. How do you know the duration? The duration which has been clearly specified over here. Right? Right? 2-week extension period. So that duration, because already you mentioned the days in this one only, that the start rule you have been specifying. So why you want to declare the duration again? So that is the reason maximum studies you will not define the days. You will not define the days. But here in this IG guide they mentioned this duration exactly. So P14, 2 weeks means 14. 2 weeks means 14. 2 weeks means 14. 2 weeks means 14. 1 week means 7. Right? Isn't or not? The what you said that can we write on over here or not? You tell me. Can we write on the duration? Here duration you can just write on or not? Yes, absolutely you can write on.
Yes.
So here you can just apply
P14D.
14D. That's it. And here you can just apply P14D. You can apply. But in the specification they did not. If they did not specify the TE duration, then what you can do? Nothing else. Simply you need to exclude this because they given the exact days, but the days are not matching with this duration. Because if I specify P14D means exactly it should be 2 weeks, but the 2 weeks they did not mention. They mentioned in the days format. If they mention in the weeks format, then you can mention in the days format over here. But they did not done over here. So that is the reason. Just simply they did not specify the D duration. If they mentioned in the weeks, you can capture the information in the days. That's it. Clear? So this is only TE only. This is only the TE. But again, tomorrow again, one more time I will repeat. Then after that, we'll go for the TV. TV, every point to point I'm going to explain, we'll design in the same pattern. Then after that, I'm going to give you the protocol. Tomorrow, I'm going to give the protocol. So now tomorrow you need to complete the two designs. So that means you need to go with the TE and you need to go with the TV. TE and TV you need to design by yourself. So let me check whether you've done properly or not. I will check that. I'll do the validation. So now look at this. So this one tomorrow I'm going to explain to you in detail. One more time you will have the revision. But one important thing, I require the time because hurry I cannot complete because not 1.5 hours, 2 hours also I can just spend and I can explain. But in beautiful pattern. But step by step I'm going to explain. But I require the time. So if you have any urgent work, anything, you can leave from there. You can get the recording and you can listen the video from there. But these are very, very important. Nobody will spend the time only on the trial design for 5 days or 6 days. Impossible. Impossible. I'm telling you, because it's like extra time of spending and covering the topics. So at least if you have near some 3 to 4 domains, if you deal, you'll be an experienced rep. And if you deal 2 to 3 protocol, 100% you will be an experienced rep. You'll get to come to know. So tomorrow we'll just have in depth again one more time. I will just give you a knowledge to you very in depth. Then we'll go through with the trial visits. Then after that, trial visits and trial arms we'll see tomorrow. The next one, trial summary. Next one, trial inclusion exclusion. So in the same pattern we'll design. That's it.
Sir, last question I have. What companies are expecting from a clinical SAS developer, either domain knowledge or the coding knowledge? What
Domain with the coding knowledge.
Sorry?
Domain with the coding knowledge.
No, it is 50-50%, or is there any like 30-70? It's a 50-50 ratio or some other ratio?
If you wanted to write the coding, you should understand the domain.
Okay.
Without knowing the domain, you cannot understand the spec. If you doesn't understand the spec, you cannot write the coding.
Okay,
So
fine.
always will be specialized. You should be specialized in the domain. So domain, you should get an idea. Then after that, anyway, you can write the code. In any process, you can write on the code. But the domain is important. You got the point? In the interview also, they will not ask, how do you write the coding? Can you write the coding? Nobody will ask you. They will ask you, what type of study you have been working with the trial design? May I know? What is a TE start role? What is TE end role? If it is leading period is there, what you will mention? And if there is any multiple treatments are there, 6 to 7 treatments are there, then how do you define in the trial element? Can you tell me? So such kind of questions they are going to ask you in the reality oriented. So that's the reason.
Very nice explanation. Thank you.
So the same pattern, but this is only one way. So tomorrow again we'll go through the trial element and we'll discuss about that. You'll get a knowledge complete. Okay.
Praveen, if you
Yes.
have interview questions, can you forward it, Praveen?
Trial designs I don't have, but if you want, I can prepare and I can send it to you.
Yeah, it will be a great help, Praveen. Just in
Fine.
case. Yeah.
Fine. Okay. So
Yeah.
tomorrow we'll meet at the same time. And other people who was not from the clinical background, don't get confused. Slowly you will learn. It's only the project to get an idea. And again, once you learn the clinical domain, again you can design the class. So it's up to you. Fine.
Yeah,
So
fine.
don't worry. Yeah. Okay.
Thanks, Praveen. Good night, Praveen.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Good night.
Thank you, Praveen. Good night. Thank you.